For nearly a decade, three brothers terrorized Zambia's remote Luano Valley. They struck without warning, leaving a trail of blood and fear. Villagers whispered their names in hushed tones, too terrified to speak openly about them. The Mailoni brothers, once simple men, became Zambia's most notorious killers. But who were they? And what drove them to unleash such terror? This is the chilling true story of the Mailoni brothers, Zambia's most feared serial killers. Hi and welcome to the Story Keeper. Here, we bring you fascinating stories about remarkable people and historic events that have shaped the world. If you love learning about history, famous personalities, and significant events, you're in the right place. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay updated on our latest stories. Thank you for being part of the Story Keeper community. Let's explore history together. To understand how the Mailoni brothers became killers, we must go back to where it all began. The Mailoni brothers Mika, Fabian, also known as Tonda and Stephano, were born to their mother, Janet Njimu, in Lukonde village in Luano Valley, Central Province, Zambia. Their father, whose name remains unknown, died earlier to some ailments. They had a younger brother named Nelson, who was the first victim of the assault. They belonged to the Swaka ethnic group, a farming community known for its deep-rooted traditions and strong family values. Their family were subsistence farmers who struggled to make ends meet. The brothers grew up in extreme poverty, learning to hunt and survive in the dense forest that would later become their killing grounds. Elders in the village described them as quiet and withdrawn. Unlike other children, they rarely socialized. Some believed they were strange boys who kept to themselves. Others claimed they were victims of a family curse, a superstition that would later fuel the fear surrounding them. There were early warning signs, but no one paid attention. As teenagers, Mika, Fabian, and Stephano became increasingly paranoid and antisocial. They believed they were under spiritual attacks and accused their relatives of practicing witchcraft against them. By their late 20s, the brothers had completely withdrawn from society, cutting ties with their family and refusing to interact with villagers. Then, they vanished. Before the infamous murder spree began, Tonda Mailoni married Eredina Mondoka in 1997. Their marriage produced 4 children, Mwep, Minerva, Christine, and a son born between Minerva and Christine, whose name remains unknown. However, in 2007, the same year the killing started, Tonda and Eredina divorced. Shortly after, the Mailoni brothers launched a brutal attack on Eredina's family, killing her father, Rapson Mondoka. Following the violent deaths of Tonda and his brothers in 2013, Eredina Mondoka, fearing for her family's safety, left Luano Valley and relocated to Kopirimposhi, seeking a fresh start away from the shadow of her ex-husband's dark legacy. Then, in 2007, the bloodshed began. The Mailoni brothers emerged from the wilderness as killers. Their first victim was a respected village elder accused of bewitching them. He was found brutally hacked to death with machetes. At first, villagers thought it was an isolated incident. But within weeks, more bodies were discovered, men, women, and even children, all killed in ritualistic, brutal manners. Fear spread across Luano Valley. Families abandoned their homes, and villages became ghost towns. As the killings increased, the Zambian government was forced to take action. In 2010, police launched a full-scale manhunt. Armed officers and local hunters searched the forest, but the Mailoni brothers were ghosts. They knew the terrain too well and evaded capture with military-like precision. Reports suggested they lived like wild animals, hunting, stealing from farms, and sleeping in caves. The Mailoni brothers weren't just killers. They were hunters, stalking their prey and striking when least expected. By 2013, the death toll had risen to at least 12 known victims, but many more were suspected. After 6 years of fear and bloodshed, the Zambian government had had enough. On June 24, 2013, a team of Zambian soldiers and police launched a final operation. Deep in the forest of Luano Valley, the Mailoni brothers were finally tracked down and ambushed. Reports say they refused to surrender. A fierce gun battle broke out. When the smoke cleared, the three brothers lay dead, their reign of terror finally over. At the time of their deaths, Mika was 35 years old, Fabian was 31, and Stephano was 27. Nelson, their younger brother, became the only surviving child of their mother. But even in death, their legend remains. After the Mailoni brothers' deaths, some villagers still refused to return to their abandoned homes, believing the spirits of the brothers still haunted the valley. Others speculated that the brothers were not alone, that other family members knew more than they admitted. Some people celebrated their deaths, while others mourned them, believing they had been driven mad by witchcraft or mental illness. Even today, the story of the Mailoni brothers remains one of Zambia's most terrifying true crime cases, a cautionary tale of how isolation, paranoia, and fear can turn men into monsters. The Mailoni brothers are gone, but their story remains a chilling reminder that sometimes, the greatest threats come not from outside, but from within. What do you think drove the Mailoni brothers to kill? Insanity, witchcraft, or something else? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on The Story Keeper for more stories from Africa and beyond.